can be. I mean, I know we've talked before about how I view the entire group and the depth and how important that is. So to me, whether a guy's a starter or whether he's a primary backup to start the season, again, to me, they're one and the same, because at some point, a lot of those backups wind up having to start. Obviously, that we dealt with a lot of different things in terms of injuries and stuff like that last year, where we had a lot of moving parts. And we had a lot of different guys. We played 11 different guys last year in real snaps, meaningful games, whether they were starting or playing a lot of plays off the bench for us in a game. And we take pride in all those guys being ready to go when their number's called. So for me, it's business as usual. It's the demands and the standard of the group are never going to change. Not as long as I'm the line coach. They're going to be what they've been, which is that we want to have the best line in this league. We want to perform at an elite level across the board, and we expect no drop off when the next man goes in there.
With the right guard spot, last year you guys did have that come open week 5 or so and Will went down. I guess what makes this year different with Matt, that you guys didn't go to him last year in that spot, but you are this year?
Repetition. So if I ask you to do a job and I give you minimal work at that job and then say, hey, it's time, Dalton Tucker to me had been playing that position for the duration, had a ton of reps, and I was very confident in his ability to go in and do the job. And I know a lot said about his play, and I feel like we diminish a little bit of what that guy did last year as an undrafted free agent. To start 7 games, a lot of guys that got drafted a lot higher than that kid didn't play the amount of plays that he played. Or you watch that Titans game on the road, he's going toe-to-toe with one of the very best D tackles that is in this league in Simmons, and we win the game. So to me, it's Matt had been repping pretty much exclusively at tackle, a little bit of guard sprinkled in. Dalton was at guard. I had confidence in both players, and to me, I wanted to go with the guy that had the work in there, as opposed to saying, hey, Matt, I'm going to move you now. It's hard all the reps he'll get now in preparation for that, to not have that and then just try and, hey, it's game week, let's go. That's very difficult to do. I felt much better with putting Dalton in there, who had banked up reps in there for all the spring, all the camp, and had been playing at a high level. So that's why, I just felt like new year, chance to start from the ground up with him in there and get him all of those reps so he has that work and has that background, and put him in a better position to succeed in there, as opposed to me saying, hey, look, you don't have a ton of work at this, but here, 2 days before we play, get on in there. You know what I mean? I just, for me, it wasn't the right move at the time, but now if you're going to make a move like that, to me, it's the time to make the move where we get a full year to work with him and get him feeling natural in that spot. So that's why.
Do you view center with Tanor like you're viewing guard with Matt, like he's the lead guy there?
Yeah, there's going to be a competition at both of those spots. Like Matt will compete with the guards we have, and Tanor's going to compete with Danny Pinner for that job. I want to give Danny every opportunity to compete for that starting job, and so they're going to split time in there. And that's how we're going to go about it. Danny, in his 2 starts for me last year, I thought he did a nice job for us and played at a high level. And to me, competition, we've talked about a lot around here, makes everybody better. So to me, I want to let those 2 fight it out, and they'll do that in training camp and let the best man win that job. Again, it's a great situation to have 2 players that both made starts last year. I know Danny's made some in previous years, but they both made starts last year and played well for us. To be able to have both of those guys back, I want to give both of them an opportunity to take that position and let the best man win that job. So they'll both have a tremendous opportunity to do it, and we'll see how that plays out. But understand this, I have full confidence in both players. Wouldn't have started games with those guys without having that belief in them last year. So they have a little bit different skill sets. They both bring a little bit something different maybe to the table. But I think they're both very good players, and they're both very capable players for us, and they can do a lot of different things that we can utilize. So I'm excited to watch that play out.